Hey, Natsu here. Today I'm going to do part 4 of my What If Deku was the only girl with a quirk. Sorry if it took time before this one arrived. I had it in a notebook, which I lost, so couldn't do it. I am able to do a lot of things on top of my head, but this one I prefer to have a script. There's a guy that didn't stop bugging me about it, and it was kind of annoying. So you know who you are. There it is. So in the last part, she found out that she has two more slots for her copy quirk. So the quirk she has now is permeation, um, shock absorption, regeneration, plant control, hardening, and explosion. Her normal quirks are giantism and um, gravity control, which she also found out in the last episode thanks to someone actually looking at what her quirk really is. And in the last part, Tokoyami and Izumi fought against All Might and won. Okay, I won't do the the episode where they went shopping, since Shigaraki doesn't even go close to her. I need to go check something. Okay, yeah, so the reason Shigaraki doesn't attack Izumi is because he first, all for one, decided to say, don't harm her. We need to get her so that we can copy her quirk and blah blah blah. Not copy her quirk, but steal her quirks. So when they leave for the camp, arriving at the halfway point where they get thrown in the forest, Izumi at that time, well, during, well, between the fight with All Might and that moment, she learned to actually put gravity around herself to make herself fly, basically, as well as all of her other quirks. In that moment, well, practically every time, no matter what's happening, she makes herself have a gravitational pull that leaves her exactly at the height that she has in that moment, unless she goes upstairs, downstairs, jump, or stuff like that. So when Pixie Bob makes the ground go, well, makes every student go down near the forest, there's just Izumi kind of floating there and ask, should I go down there too? Which Aizawa tells her yes, but that he wants her to not fly and stay away from other students so that they can have do it by themselves while she can go by a different way, since she can probably do it by herself faster than everyone else at once. So she basically does it and basically makes herself a path by making every tree basically open the way. So there's a lot of bees that goes after her, and Pixie Bob, seeing through all of them, basically says to Aizawa while they're in the car, that girl's powerful. Well, Pixie Bob is a guy, Mandalay is a guy, blah blah blah, but they still, Pixie Bob still has the same name. Mandalay, I'm going to say same thing, Ragdoll, same thing, and Tiger, well, Tiger. since she is the only girl. So basically, she is a lot faster than everyone else. Most of the time, she uses trees or her gravity or explosions just to kind of destroy the monsters. And she did ask for clothes specially made to be per to go with her permeation quirk, just because, well, sometimes she kind of activates them automatically, so she can also sometimes passes through them. Well, the only things that she has that actually work with her permeation are her underwears and bra, simply because, yeah, so that she's not completely nude, but it didn't do her full clothes. So that if she absolutely has to use that quirk, at least she's not nude. So yeah, most of the time she basically passes through one, destroy it, grabs her clothes back, and starts running again. She arrived before the other students, about the same time that Aizawa, Pixie Bob, Mandalay, and Kota arrived there. Kota's a girl, and he still loves both his parents, Kota. Only his dad had the quirk water hose, but his mom was always with him, basically being a assistant that helps with him, like telling him what's happening around and stuff like that when he can't really see. She stays further away, but basically they had some um like talkie-walkies or something like that to basically communicate, so that she can say, "Oh yeah, there's someone behind you," and stuff like that. And Muscular killed them both. So Kota, seeing a girl, basically asked, "What the hell is this? Why would a girl try to be a hero? They don't even have quirks." Basically, after Izumi asked, "Who's the kid?" which Kota kind of just said that, which Pixie Bob kind of started trying to say sorry, and Izumi decided to just kind of show him that, yeah, she's not quirkless. Basically, he was trying to get away, and she just kind of made a plan to grab his wrist. He looked back, and she was the one doing it, and he was asking question at this point. What the How does a girl have a quirk? Only guys can have them. Blah blah blah. With Izumi saying that she is different. And that it's not his fault if something like that happens, which makes Kota angry and he runs away. Mandala and Pixie Bobs keeps asking for forgiveness because of how rude he was, which Izumi doesn't really mm, isn't really bothered by it. Then later the other students arrive, and basically the same interaction with everyone else happens. Then the next day, when Class 1A is training and Class 1B are arriving and seeing, the only thing, well, basically everyone does the exact same training except Izumi. What Izumi is doing for training is basically activating all of her quirks at once. So explosions, gravity control, plant control, giantism, permeation, and everything else. Hardening, regeneration, shock absorption. She's basically training all of them at once, and it's taking a lot of energy out of her, but she's still pushing herself, which basically trains them a lot. Since now she decided that shock absorption and regeneration, she was going to put them. Basically, she has the capacity to kind of lock the quirk that she copies so that she does not erase them by mistake. So now there are three that are like this: plant control, regeneration, and shock absorption. She just doesn't remove them. She has one more space that she can take since she has 6 out of 7 that are used. But she didn't take anything yet. Actually, she's even thinking of erasing another one of her quirks, even though she doesn't know if she wants to erase permeation, hardening, or explosions. Since she kind of keeps explosion, since she's with Bakugo, like couple, so she keeps that. Hardening, she basically uses it in tandem, well, with her shock absorption, which basically makes it so that she doesn't get a lot of damage, but the other person will, because the hardening still hurts them, as well as putting hardening around her body when she hits and stuff like that. So she's basically training all of those at once, permeation and hardening in the same motion, like not in the same place on her body. And for everyone else, they basically react the same way, but seeing her, even Momonoa is like, what the hell? Like, um, Tiger says your training is going to be to copy her quirks, which Izumi hears, and to try and do the same thing as her. Which Izumi starts laughing, loses concentration, and everything kind of stops. She's laughing on the ground with Tiger and Momono asking, why are you laughing? And then Aizawa comes and says, because for some of her quirks, she trained a lot to control them, and it's pretty. It would be pretty impressive for him to have the amount of energy to actually control all of those at once. Which Momono tries, and before the quirks even leave his body, he's already exhausted on the ground, not even able to do anything. So for the first day, they basically train like that. Um, that night, there is a spa for girls, since they kind of built one for Izumi. Um, Mineta still tries to look over the wall. Um, Kota blocks it. Kota sees Izumi saying him thank you. He falls in the side of Izumi. Let's say he just kind of fell. Izumi grabbed him, put a towel around her, and went to Mandalay and Pixie Bob. They told her the story, which, like, the first time it's not the first time she hears it, since she arrived before. Kota kind of reacted. They told her the story. This time they basically told her a bigger part of the story, which was that the reason they died was because of a villain. Both of them died in the same moment because of him, which Izumi gets a bit more why he's like this. Like, okay, yeah, they died, but at least you had one of them for a while. No, it's because they died in the exact same moment. So he didn't even have time to mm, get over one death. He was already with both at once. They told her to go because, well, she would need sleep for the training of the next day. The next day, she basically does the same thing, except that Pixie Bob tells her to copy her quirk and to try to use it as well, which Izumi decides to do. So, as well as controlling every other quirks at once, she also has a one of the beasts that she kind of moves around, and that she tries to look through the beast, as well as looking around her to make sure that she controls the other quirks correctly. Momonoa is still trying to control all of her quirks at once, constantly, and he's really not able to. And that continues all the way up until the game at the end. So, the way it happens is basically the same way she's the only one without anyone. And they basically think of putting her in another teams, which she says that it's okay, everything's fine. Bakugo kind of being a bit angry. Sorry about that. He's a bit angry because he's not with his girlfriend. Tokoyami and Shoto tried both of them also to say no, she doesn't. She needs to be with someone. Simply because Shoto wants to protect her, just because it's basically the first friend he actually made that's truly okay with him, of how he is. Um, Tokoyami, because All Might told him to protect her, and over time he also became friend with her. Everyone else knows that she can protect herself, but Bakugo, Tokoyami, and Shoto were kind of stressed a bit. So the game started. After a bit, Pixie Bob was starting. Oh yeah, I'm going to change the quirk of Magna. What he does is basically turn one person into a North Pole, and the other people he sees, he transforms them into South Pole instead, because there's not really any quirks girl around except Izumi, but yeah, so he still wanted to take down Pixie Bob. Izumi stopped it from happening, then brought both Magna and Spinner out and basically knocked them out. Um, Pixie Bob made her beast and was looking around the entire forest protecting students. Then Mandalay said, "Where's Kota?" Izumi left to find him. And same interaction with Kota at the cliff happened, so she knows where to find him. Arriving there, she saw a muscular going to attack Kota. She grabbed Kota, and muscular hit her. The shock absorption absorbed the entire hit, so she had no problems. Then she saw Kota's face, asked her if it was alright, and he said, "He's the one who killed my parents," which made Izumi a bit angry, because looking at him and talking about that, he just said that he wanted to kill. Which she decided, okay, I won't kill you, but you will feel it. And basically made him levitate by using her gravity. made a lot of rocks, trees, and stuff like that fly around him, and basically just kind of crashed them onto him, making a ball around him, completely compressing it. Not to the point of killing him, but she did break some of his bones. He wasn't able to move out of there, and she left with Kota. She saw Aizawa. Aizawa decided to tell Izumi to say to Mandalay to tell everyone that they can fight. She went back. Told Mandalay that Kota was safe, that the person they were here for was Bakugo and her. Since Muscular said, "Oh, I'm not supposed to kill you. You're on the list," as well as someone else. Do you know where Bakugo is? She said that Aizawa also said that they are that they can defend themselves. So she sent a message that Bakugo and Izumi were on the list and that they are the people that the villains came to get. Pixie Bob tried to say to Izumi that if they're after her, don't go. But she said, "No, I'm going. I'm saving everyone," and flew up. Every time she was seeing students, she was basically making them float with her gravity. Every time she saw people attacking or nomus, she was grabbing them with earths or trees and stuff like that. And the only person that was caught was Bakugo. So in the end, um, Spinner Magna were not taken back. They were arrested. Muscular as well. Everyone else in the League of Villain was able to escape. They took Bakugo. The way that happened was that um, Bakugo told Izumi that um, they needed to stop them, so to let him down, which she tried to say no. The guy that makes marbles basically grabbed him, um, started going back down. Izumi tried to stop him. A Nomu was sent towards her and hit at her. They left with Bakugo. She killed the Nomu, and Momo was able to put a tracker on one of the Nomus. Izumi was angry, sad, and whatever. Oh yeah, as well. She took off Pixie Bob's quirk after a while, just because she was only using it to train. And so when Bakugo got taken, everyone was taken to the hospital. Izumi was the only one that didn't have anything since regeneration. And the hero decided that they were going to go and get Bakugo back and stop the League of Villain, who are two people's lower, which Magna is not there. Oh yeah, also, Toga is a guy and just has the exact same quirk, so no worry about that. She did see Izumi and fell in love with her because, well, just because it was a Yoga quirk that had a regeneration quirk, so she kind of was happy about that. Since she likes to hurt people but likes to continue hurting them, so a regeneration is perfect. Okay, I'm going to end it here. Do the hero ask her to come with them since they know that she is extremely powerful and that they know that Bakugo is her boyfriend? Or does she do like in the anime and has a group with her that tries to go save him? Leave that in the comment section. Leave a like if you want to. well, if you liked the video. And yeah, hope you liked it. I had fun doing it. The next what if I'm going to do is my leveling deku. So yeah, Natsu out.